Okay, so I wrote this book, Pocket Guide to Meeting New People. Pocket Guide to Meeting New People. On the backside, it's got some popcorn, sharing popcorn. Okay, I wanted to talk today about some actual ways to do it. What happens is like if you read the book How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie, he assumes that you already met the person. Okay, so this book is like the chapter that he didn't put in there. Plus, I'm going to give you some how I actually endear myself with people. Okay, I'm a world traveler. Okay, and that means that I have to have friendship almost at the speed of light. Okay, otherwise I'd be alone constantly. I was just doing some research, and they said that almost 47% of the planet in 2022 believes that they're lonely. I mean, they feel lonely. And I truly believe the reason why everybody's buying a dog is because that's the only friend that they can get, okay? And the pandemic of dog owners and cat owners is because the failure to form a relationship with other people. But I'm going to go through my guidebook, my pocket guide right here, and it's real simple. It's meant to be something you can put in your pocket, and it's got a page in here where you can take notes too. But when you say hello to somebody, you're doing them a favor. If you truly understand that the best thing that you can ever do for a person, okay, a lot of you know that if, say you have an older person and you walk up and say hello to them, they're really appreciative. Okay, but by saying hello to another person, you are doing them a favor. You are not hurting them. And this kind of absolutely insane idea that you are causing a person stress by saying hello is only, if you're causing stress for a person by saying hello, then maybe it's best to erase them from your life because they have no social skills. Okay, but you're doing them a favor, especially if you're an alpha male. I finally realized that I, as an alpha male, needed to say hello to people because they're shy. My mother once taught me that. I got in the car after giving this woman a piano, and my mother and father said, "Andy, that girl was so afraid of you." I called her a bitch, right? And she said, "Andy, that girl was so afraid of you because you come in like a rolling stone, just full of energy, and you scared her to death." You have to weigh that sometimes when a person, probably the people that like you the most are ignoring you the most, okay? And sometimes if you're talking to girls especially, the ones that like you the most are the most scared of you. Okay, but I wrote this book because Dale Carnegie didn't explain how to open a conversation. And it's not... I'm going to write the second edition to this because I've got about 25 different ways to meet people or open a conversation with complete strangers. And it's not that hard. Some people just naturally talk to people. I was talking to my friend the other day. I said, once you open the conversation, then you got to spend you really need to spend 80% of your time listening and 20% of your time talking. But I'm going to show you the tool that I use to endear myself with people. And I've only been in Colombia right now in this small little village for approximately, say, 10 days. And I'm going to show you a list of names that I collected and how I do it. What I do use is a program called Google Keep. But the reason why I use Google Keep is because it synchronizes with my computer, my phone. But a lot of you are only using a phone, therefore you could have one file that you could open up and save it on some sort of notepad or whatever. All I'm doing is saving names. Okay, and I'll show you this before I get going to. I haven't got it in Google Keep because I wanted to. It's in Google Docs because I don't want you to see some other information on Google Keep that I have. Google Keep is where I keep all my notes. It's only got a limited amount of notes, but these are on here as different names. So I got Hugo. He's the owner of the new restaurant. Nancy is the person at the coffee shop. Small girl, Uh, she's a small girl with kind of round. She's kind of round. Michael, which is spelled Maicol. He spelled it in a way in Spanish so that it comes across, is actually the son of Hugo at the restaurant. Carmen is the wife. Melissa is the daughter. John Markle is a guy that works over here at the supermarket over here. I saw him again at the gym today, and he's actually spelling his name Jean, which comes out to John. So they're kind of a trend here to spell things as if they sounded like English. Okay, but he works over at the supermarket with Vivian. Let's see, I got Vivian. Juan Manuel is the person that works at my hotel that is actually doing the laundry. They're calling either Manuel or Juan, so it's kind of confusing, right? But every one of these has a memory cue next to it. And when I take in information on a cell phone, okay, so there's, like right now, if I save somebody's phone number on my phone, I hand them my phone, they put in their number. That's how I try to do it with girls. And then I put a memory cue like there so I could say Vivian, supermarket. Then I got to say the name of the city, like Cañas Gorda. Well, I got to say the name of the city and I got to say the name of the country so I can collect these names together. Okay, I got Sebastian that sells me chicken, Paola, which is at the exercise place, Diego, which is the husband, Veronica is the manager of this upper gym, Manuela is a police lady, really nice look, woman, baby. Angie sells vegetables, she's got kind of bluish eyes. Luz Darte is the cleaning lady at my hotel. At the Luz Darte there's two of these guys, and I spelled them correctly. So what happens is I'll just go through the rest of the names real quick. Diana, Paola at the health food place, Adriana at the pharmacy, Matthias is her son, Angela is a short girl at the pharmacy, Daisy is a skinny with wondering eyes, Manuela, Luisa is the girlfriend of Santiago. Okay, I'm collecting these, and these things grow every day, and I got a list of them. And when I meet somebody, I stop, I log in the name, and I put the memory thing next to it. Why? Because if you read the book, How to Win Friends and Influence People, the number one way he explains to endear yourself, besides listening, the number one is to listen. The second way is to remember their name. If you don't value a person well enough to learn to know their name and do a proper formal introduction where you shake their hand or you hug them or whatever you want to do, or you do a Y thing or whatever country you're in, you don't really care about people. But if you really love people, you're going to do a proper introduction. I shake hands with people, I take down their name, I try to get them to spell it to me, and yo deletrea palabras en español. I know how to say the word deletrea in Spanish means please spell it. Escriba means please write it. So I always have a piece of paper and a pen and a way, and when I up the ante and I really got a girl that I really like, I just hand her the phone and I try to get her to put in her telephone number so that then I call her immediately. Because business and everything is a contact sport. You make contact and you don't lose contact. And then you start this text messaging thing, and then it grows if they like you. Okay, but I also put all my weight in this thing every day. I go over to the pharmacy every day. But to actually meet people on a regular basis, you got to become a regular person at a lot of places. In the movie The Beach, the guy, what is his name, that wrote the book The Beach, he was talking about your regular haunts. There's places where you're going to go to on a regular basis. And if you want to be friends with people, you have to become a regular at places. So right here in this city, I'm a regular at the two different gyms now. I'm a regular at one, two, three, four coffee shops, about three places to eat, and I stop into five different supermarkets. And I say hello to them when I walk in. Why? Because hello is a sign of peace. Okay, when you shake hands with them, it's a signal that you are coming to them, not away from them. The body language right now of this black t-shirt, big sunglasses, two big dogs is almost, in my opinion, evil body language. Okay, I look at the colors people wear and I try to evaluate whether they are friendly. White and bright colors are happy colors, dark colors. I won't watch this Huberman, kind of a health person, because he wears black clothing and he has tattoos all the time. I want nothing to do with it. The more tattoos they have, the less sociable I call them. Okay, and you can sit there and say this is all crap, but the job of a person, the goal of a person is to make friends with people. If you don't have any use for people, you're never going to earn money. Okay, the art of earning money is to be charismatically endearing to people, and then nothing more endearing than to meet them, write down their name, discover their name, log it in, and then when you see them, see, this is Dale Carnegie. He's going to say, if a person came up to me and says, Andy, Andres, and the more they say my name, everybody likes to hear their name said. So Dale Carnegie pointed out very astutely that you listen and you say their name. That's about the gist of the book. But opening a conversation is quite easy. So what this book is just a hand guide, and a lot of people are going to see that it's consider it worthless because they are not capable of studying. I made it small enough so that you could study it. Okay, how to turn complete strangers into friends. Pocket Guide to Meeting New People, Andy Lee Graham. Okay, so what happens is, here's a quote I started out. One of the joys of travel is visiting new towns and meeting new people. Genghis Khan. Okay, there's so I'm going to go to, I listed these in priority of how valuable they are, okay? So permission granted social events. That's when you go to like a Chamber of Commerce meeting or a cocktail party, and then it's expected that you have permission to talk to everybody at the party, right? A person starts talking to you. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of people look at them, say hello, and they ignore them. They lost opportunity. Number 4, when we say thank you. When you say thank you to somebody, say you have a reason, somebody gives you something, you say thank you. That is the beginning of a conversation. Hola, amiga. She's waving at me. See, she opened the conversation. This woman over here was waving at me. Do you want to dance? Number 5. I really got these kind of out of a bad order. Do you want to dance? That's permission granted locations when you're at a bar. Cats and dogs. Cats and dogs are ideal ways to meet people, other than the fact that a lot of people that have cats and dogs are incapable of having friendships with real people. So you got to be real careful. But don't get me wrong, I would like to rent a dog sometime and whatever. I was sitting over here and these dogs just love me. So do little kids. Next thing you know, everybody's talking to me because the dog's, put his paw on me. Children are a great way to meet people. There's a kind of a certain endearment to having children around. If you don't like children, you don't like people. Some of you have to really come to grips with who you are. Some of you are under the impression that you never want anybody to talk to you. And if you was really lonely, you're going to find out when you get to be 80 years old and nobody comes and talks to you that these things are important. Like, I never got married, so I'm 65 plus years, and I'm really sad at this juncture because I don't have a built-in family structure where I can have friends as I get older. And as you get older, people avoid you because they assume that you're slow or something. I don't know. Often I'm extremely fast compared to the young people, and I go too fast for young people. Just start talking. That's one of the easiest one. If you just start talking about something when you're in a group, somebody will reply. Say you got 5 people on an elevator and you just start talking, saying, well, we're going up to the 5th floor. I really think it's got a, anybody know what's up there? And then, somebody just pipes in, and next thing you know, you got a conversation going. Head on a swivel. This is probably the biggest one in my usage, where I'm always looking around. I'm actually always targeting people. Like right now, I'm just looking at this guy and waving at him. Hi, hola. He's looking at me, so I'm making a video. So you make eye contact, your head's on a swivel, you see somebody, you mark them, you target them, you give us a spot on them, and you do it. Head on a swivel. But you say hello to everybody. This one I already mentioned. You become a daily regular at a store. Sharing anything. You can share your popcorn. So on the back of the book, I got popcorn, which is one of the best ways to meet people. If you want to meet somebody, you just have a bag of popcorn and you offer it to somebody, or you got a bag of peanuts or something, and you offer it to people. Introduce yourself. There's a formal way to introduce yourself. So like a guy I just met over here at the taxi center, he said, hello, sir, how are you? And he said it in English. So he endeared himself because he spoke English in a city where very few people speak English. But he called me sir and not Mr. So that was extremely good English, because when you say Mr., you got to say Mr. Graham. You don't say Mr. without the last name of the person. You say sir. Okay, but Charisma on Command, or that one YouTube channel, I highly recommend, is a way to be charismatic. I really do believe that in grade school, high school, and university, they should have classes in charisma and personality. The next one is number 13 is a question strangers want to answer. Like you say, where is the taxi stand? Where is the best restaurant in the city? That is one that everybody can do, okay? Where is the best place to eat? Where is the best coffee shop? Where's the best gymnasium? People love to exude intelligence. Questions people want to have. Wave after eye contact. So I basically just did this to this guy. He was making eye contact, so I waved at him. This girl walked by on the way into the church here, and she waved at me, and I waved back at her. Now that was just one layer of the peeling of the onion to a relationship. If I see her again, then maybe the conversation grows. A lot of you are only going to talk to people that you really want to talk to, and really, we used to have a saying in university, fat girls have beautiful friends, okay? You say hello to everybody, okay? Because you never know how the relationships grow. Say hello in a foreign language. Hello. How are you? Buenos dias. ¿Tú vas para la iglesia? How are you? I met these older women earlier today at the thing. They're going to the church. I'm doing this in front of a Catholic church, but I think it's closed. Number 16 is you help someone. So, the other day, I don't know what, somebody was trying to put this load of things up the thing, and the cart was too heavy, so I picked it up and helped them in there. That's how you do things. You're helpful. Helpful people are helped. Name tags. I have my name on every single shirt. Absolutely one of the ideal ways, especially if you're in business, to make money. You have business, you have this on every shirt, and you have pens that you can give away like water, okay? And you have a business card. So I have name tags in my bag. I was trying to buy some pens, kind of hard to buy right now, but go to a group of people talking. So if there's a group of people like over here, and you just walk up there, you can actually enter into the conversation because it's already a pre-formed group. Read words on shirt. I was talking to this girl yesterday. I said, you know what wild means in English? She had the word wild on her shirt. And I said, you understand what this means? and I like salvaje really is kind of the word in Spanish. But I just was reading her shirt. A lot of people laugh when you read their shirt because it's funny things. Write a letter or email. You can actually introduce yourself by writing an email to somebody. I write a lot of famous people. I write when I really like somebody, I try to find out their email address and I write them or I call them or I text message them. Only a wimp would not open up a conversation. You got to be an alpha male. You got to be an alpha female. You got to be willing to offend somebody if you want to be somebody. If you want to be somebody, you got to be willing to offend somebody. If you're not willing to offend somebody, you will never be somebody. Okay, sit close to people. Well, this is a real common one. I walk in a restaurant and I see, a 35-year-old woman that's kind of attractive. I go sit close to her so that we can accidentally open a conversation. Give a gift. Like I was just over at the pharmacy and the little child was playing with this little machine. There's a little machine that's like a horse where it goes back and forth. And I got out 1,000 pesos, I guess, in Colombia here, and I gave it to the little kid, and I gave a gift. And this endeared me with his mother, right? But I was doing it just because I like the kids to be happy. Don't give kids sugar. Don't give, whatever you do, don't give anybody sugar as anything. This is the worst possible thing you can give as a gift. Peacocking. Peacocking is what everybody's doing right now because they're so lumpy. They got so many tattoos on their body that they're a peacock. The peacock fluffs their feathers out, and so they got on purple glasses, purple hair, they got nose rings. This is called peacocking. Don't get me wrong, you do meet people, but you're not going to meet the quality people. You're going to meet the people that want the goofy people. What you want is to identify the type of person that you want to be friends with and be similar to them. Okay, but peacocking is a lot of ways. I mean, I can do a lot of different ways to be peacocking without making it permanent tattoos. Number 24, give a business card. Like I have little business cards in my thing. Really, one of the best ways to meet girls, you just give it to them and allow them to have the control. Okay, so at the beginning of the book is all the things, and then inside the book, what it has is an explanation, then it has a way to optimize it. So I got like 3 or 4 different ways where I actually utilize this thing. So the book explains all this stuff. But the bigger deal is that you as a person have to discover, this is why I call it a pocket guide. What you want to do is buy the paper version. The digital stuff is too difficult to use. And then there's pages here at the beginning where you can take notes, your personal notes. Okay, and then you put this in your pocket, and then whenever you see somebody that you'd really like to meet, you can review the notes and then do it. This book's available on Amazon, and you can buy it. I don't know what it is. It's about $7 or $8, about as cheap as I could get it. Right? I was trying to get it cheap, but it's so simple that most people are going to not realize how intelligent it is. Genius is simple. Complicated is not genius, okay? These are 25 points, and I'm trying to give away because I want the world to be my friend. I want to be friends with people and whatever. But again, this is the way to open a conversation. This is the way that this is the tool that I use to collect the names and keep them. I also have an index card always in my. It's like there's some index cards in here and a pen, and I can do all different ways. I can write it down. I mean, obviously, there's sometimes, especially in a foreign language, it's kind of hard to understand the different intonations of names. But if you want to meet somebody, and if you don't care enough to write their name about, you don't care about people. Some of you care about people, but you don't realize that you're doing a benefit to them by taking down their name. You're really saying you have value. Nothing makes people feel better than to give them value. And I will definitely say you got to do this with everybody. If you are only going to be friends with the most beautiful girl on the planet, you will not find the most beautiful girl on the planet, because you have to be willing to say hello to anybody and everybody. I really do believe that you're doing people a favor when you say hello to them. If you don't believe this, you don't believe in community, you don't believe in family, you don't believe in church, you don't believe in friendship of human, you don't want to make the world a better place, you're definitely not a global citizen, you are a person that is causing harm to the planet. We have to get rid of this idea of COVID-19 where you can't get near each other. Wearing a mask is a signal, a body signal. Like when somebody's got a mask on, I just ignore them because that's the worst possible body language you could have. Okay, but a black shirt, dark sunglasses, in a car running by with dark windows and two big dogs is the worst body language cat with, multiple tattoos on their whole body saying, look at me, even though they're basically looking like a jailhouse tattoo person. In jail, they get tattoos all over their body because they got nothing to do. And this is what's happening to society, is they're turning into the mentality of a jailhouse person instead of a loving, endearing person. Okay, I'm Andy Lee Graham. I'm here and you're not. Why not? And I really don't care if you buy my book. I really care. Hola, que onda? The older couple came out again. They instantly made eye contact. And see, they did what I'm trying to tell you to do. They made eye contact. They spotted me. They did the eye on you, and then I got an eye on you. Sometimes I do this to girls. I said, I'm looking at you. There's all sorts of, I will come out with number 2 eventually. On the other side is, I think some of you could use some coaching. If you want some coaching, you become a Patreon and we can talk about this. A lot of people, I don't really want people to travel the planet because right now they're bringing the worst of the world. The United States and Western Europe are failed cultures that have become so enamored with money that they really should stay home and keep their money-hungry methodologies to themselves. Okay, I will not help people to know where I'm going to stay unless they're a Patreon member that pays $5 a month, which is, if that's too much for you to understand the genius of travel. But why do I have friends everywhere on the planet? Why am I happy? Why am I smiling? Why am I always endearing myself with people? Because I like people. If you don't like people and your default setting is bitch face, you got that grimace on your face like everybody's bothering you, there will be a time when you're 70, 80, 90, 50, 60, when you're going to be alone. You don't want that. Trust me. You don't want to be alone in the world. You don't. I forgot to take some notes. There's a note that I was going to tell you. You only have 2 best friends idea is insane, okay? The idea that you're only going to have 2 friends in your life is insanity. What you have is 2 different types of friends. You have these friends that are endearing that you become friends with because you got history. And I've got probably like 10 of those. But you really want to have these casual relationships because the casual relationships are more valuable really as you get older. Because a lot of times, like your best friend in high school, your best friend in university, they get married, have 2 kids, they get so busy that you can't even talk to them. So the 2 best friends theory is really a problematic. You can have 20 best friends. COVID destroyed the Western countries. There's about 25 overdeveloped countries that COVID destroyed, and that's the way the government wanted it to happen. Okay, I'm here and you're not. Why not? Because I'm capable of finding friends and having endearing friends and making friends at the speed of light. If you really want a really simple book that you're going to think is not worth the money, buy my book. Why is it? People are not going to realize this is a book to study. It is not a book to give you so much information. It's basically, you got 25 different ways to meet people. It's the chapter that Dale Carnegie didn't write. And he was assuming that you already, but in the time when he wrote this in, I don't know, the 1930s or 1940s, people were naturally gregarious and they said hello to each other. Now, people's default setting is to avoid everybody. This is the wrong way to go for the future of the world. I'm Andy Lee Graham. Let's make the world a better place.